Getting right back into the big story that's coming out of New Delhi today, we are getting the first visuals on your screens right now of the External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, meeting his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. So this meeting, even as we speak, is currently taking place in the national capital. After this, of course, there is also the 2+2 meeting that takes place between the two sides, followed by a culmination of this visit of President Putin to India, which ends essentially with a bilateral between the two sides, with the Prime Minister meeting the President later in the evening at about 5:30 this evening. There are a host of pacts that we're looking to be signed. A large number of them, of course, will revolve around defense. I'm going to try and go across to Abhishek Kapoor, our Senior Executive Editor, for more on this. Abhishek, if you're there with us, give us a sense of what are the big things that we're looking for in this meeting between Dr. Jaishankar and Sergei Lavrov.
So, I don't know if I'm correctly patched, and we can see the pictures beaming in of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. This is the fourth, I think, meeting they are having in this year, and that in itself shows the kind of cooperation and collaboration that is taking place between the two sides. So you can expect that when this bilateral takes place, all the hotspot issues that are there relevant to the partnership. And remember, it's a global partnership, so it's not just about Indian neighborhood or a Russian neighborhood. It's about the energy lines, it's about the energy security, it's about global peace, it's about coming out
countries. We had last met in Nur Sultan on the sidelines of the SICA ministerial conference, and I think today we have an opportunity not only to discuss our bilateral ties and the global situation, but also we will be participating in the first 2+2 meeting. And of course, later in the evening, we will be joining our leaders for the annual summit. We are for us, the annual summit, of course, is a very unique event. Prime Minister Modi and President Putin share a relationship of great trust and confidence, and they will actually be meeting. The annual summit is taking place after a gap of 2 years because of the COVID. So we are looking forward to some very significant outcomes from the summit. Our partnership is indeed very special. It's very unique, and we are very conscious that in a world of rapid geopolitical changes, it has in fact been remarkably steady and strong. And I would also like to take the opportunity to underline that we are very satisfied with our bilateral relations and the state of our cooperation. Despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, Prime Minister Modi and President Putin have held 2 conversations this year. They have taken part in the virtual summits of the BRICS and the SCO. And we've had also some exchanges of physical visits. The Secretary of your Security Council was here. Our Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas had visited Russia. The Minister of Steel had been there. And these have all been really very, very productive. So I welcome you once again. I'm very, very confident that our discussions today would be very fruitful, very productive, and that we will be contributing to the outcomes in the summit. Yes.
Уважаемый господин министр, дорогой друг, я хотел бы поддержать то, что вы сказали о качестве наших отношений.
Dear Minister, dear friend, I would like to reaffirm what you just said about the nature of our relations.
Совсем недавно президент Путин выступал на расширенном заседании коллегии Министерства иностранных дел, и он подтвердил первостепенное значение для Российской Федерации отношений особо привилегированного стратегического партнерства с нашими близкими друзьями.
Just recently, President Putin addressed the expanded collegium of the Russian foreign.
Была объективно вызвана пандемией коронавирусной инфекции, контакты возобновляются.
And right now it is indeed the season of active political contact after a pause which, due to objective circumstances, was brought about by the pandemic of COVID-19. Right now the contacts are resuming.
Мы с вами были своего рода первопроходцами, трижды уже.
Indeed, the season of active political contacts after a pause which, due to objective circumstances, was brought about by the pandemic of COVID-19. Right now the contacts are resuming.
Мы с вами были своего рода первопроходцами, трижды уже в этом году встретились, сегодня четвертый контакт.
You and I were sort of pioneers in that regard. We met 3 times already throughout this year, and this is our fourth contact.
Ну, недавно, как вы сказали, встречались секретари Совета Безопасности. Сегодня состоялось уже, по-моему, как я понимаю, заседание межправительственной комиссии по военно-техническому сотрудничеству с участием наших военных коллег. И предстоит встреча 2+2 буквально после завершения нашей беседы.
As you said, our secretaries of security councils have met, and as far as I understand, the meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission on Military and Technical Cooperation has already taken place this morning among our friends, our colleagues from the defense ministries, and we're also awaiting the 2+2 format, which is going to take place.
Увенчает сегодняшний переговорный марафон, саммит. Это будет, я уверен, одно из знаковых событий в российско-индийских отношениях. Готовится целый пакет, подготовлен целый пакет важных документов, поэтому будем делать все, чтобы решения, которые сегодня наши лидеры одобрят, выполнялись четко и своевременно.
And this negotiating marathon is going to be crowned by the summit later today. I'm confident that this is going to be an emblematic event. A whole package of significant documents has been drafted for signing, for adoption, and everything is going to be in strict compliance with our agreements.
Спасибо за гостеприимство.
Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Thank you, pleasure. We'll just wait for the media to leave.
Well, those, of course, were the opening remarks from both the sides as we see the day progress today. We've had 2 meetings so far. Rajnath Singh, of course, has met his counterpart from Russia, and so has Dr. Jaishankar over there. So these are the opening meetings, and thereafter there is, of course, going to be the 2+2 meeting, which is the first of its kind that's being held in this summit that's going on between Russia and India. So we are getting you all the latest as far as the deals that we are looking to sign between the two nations. Defense ties, of course, are something that have been the bedrock between our two countries, and that is going to continue. We are looking at a significant amount of agreements to be signed. I think Abhishek is still with us on this. Abhishek, if I can come to you. So the opening statements from both sides looking very, very positive. What would, for you, be the big headlines that you're looking at perhaps come out of these meetings that are lined up today?
Well, I would say, Nupur, one big headline obviously is the fact that President Putin took time out amid his, overarching concern to the west of Russia over Ukraine and the tiff that the Russians are having with NATO. In fact, tomorrow there is a video call planned between President Putin and President Joe Biden of the United States on the issue of NATO's increasing ingress towards east, towards Russian borders. And amidst all that, for President Putin to make his second only visit outside Russia during the pandemic period and, to make this summit possible in person, that in itself is a big, big headline and underscores the durability and endurance that India-Russia partnership has had historically. Having said that, almost 10 agreements to be signed on defense and energy and trade, and that itself shows that there is so much that has been on the table that could not be accomplished perhaps because of the hiatus of the pandemic last year. And of these major part, the defense deals that we have, the stories that we have broken one by one, 4 or 5 defense deals, energy, another few energy deals, particularly on the far east of Russia, the Vladivostok process of which Prime Minister has been part since he made that visit and participated in the Far East Economic Forum and addressed the conference there in the presence of President Putin in 2019. The entire Vladivostok-Chennai corridor, which really gives the Russians increasing its strategic depth in the Indo-Pacific, and that's something perhaps that would be a takeaway for them. So some deals on that. I think there are going to be multiple headlines. In fact, remember what External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said in his opening comments, that they are looking to important, significant milestones being achieved in the entire day of summits that are going to take place. So, I mean, I'm saying the summit between the two external affairs ministers, the summit between the two defense ministers, the 2+2 dialogue, the first ever between India and Russia. And remember, this format India shares with just 3 or 4 nations globally, underscoring the strategic partnership with these respective nations. And the Russians also now become part of that format. And then, of course, the ultimate summit between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin in the evening. We have to wait for that to come in. And President Putin, I think, lands anytime between 1:30 and 2 p.m. And flies out by 9:30, 10 p.m. And it's a chock-a-block day of events, engagements, intense engagements between the two sides, two leaderships and two nations.
Right, absolutely, Abhishek. As you're pointing out, there is a lot to look forward to, when this summit actually culminates. Thank you for the moment, Abhishek, for joining us.